Their closest friends could not believe what you just did. My beloved child, listen closely, because this moment is not an ordinary one. Something so shocking, so breathtaking has just unfolded around your life that even the closest friends you thought knew everything about you are standing in disbelief. Their eyes widened, their voices froze, and their hearts raced, because what you just did cannot be ignored. This action you took carried power, courage, and divine timing that no one expected from you. Heaven itself leaned down, watching as you moved, and the whispers of angels filled the air with awe. What you have stepped into will change your entire story, and those who doubted you can no longer deny the light shining over your path. Even those who once mocked you are now speechless. They cannot understand how you found the strength, the boldness, the inner fire to do something that even they were too afraid to attempt. Your steps carried not just determination, but the very alignment of destiny itself. Stay right here, don't scroll away, because this revelation is unfolding for you in real time. You need to hear every word, because this script carries the seed of your future breakthrough. The friends, the enemies, the hidden ones watching, none of them are ready for what happens next. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The ones who claimed they loved you are now whispering in corners, replaying your every move. Their conversations are filled with shock because you refuse to remain silent, you refuse to remain small. What you did shattered the illusions they built about you. Archangel Michael says, Heaven is standing behind you in this season. What happened was not a mistake, it was not luck, it was divinely orchestrated so that you would rise in the presence of those who never wanted you to grow. Do you feel that chill in your chest right now? That's the confirmation. Your spirit knows that something beyond human understanding has touched your story. You are walking into the moment that will silence every tongue that lied about you. Stay locked in, don't blink, don't move, because this message is unfolding piece by piece. The friends that once smiled in your face but doubted you in their hearts are now realizing they were wrong. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Even the closest one, the person who thought they could predict your every step, is now shaken. They told others you were weak, that you could never do what you've just done. Yet, here you are, proving heaven right and proving them all wrong. The ripple of this act is going further than you think. Strangers are speaking your name, doors are unlocking without you knocking, and hidden helpers are arriving because of this shift. Your obedience to the inner call has positioned you for glory. Archangel Michael says, you were chosen for this very hour. Your light was never meant to be dimmed by their gossip or their disbelief. That's why this act you took had to be witnessed by those closest to you, so their mouths would be silenced forever. Right now, heaven is recording every step, every decision, and aligning new paths before you. This is only the beginning, and what your closest friends just saw is nothing compared to what's coming. My beloved child, lean in closely now, because the revelation is only getting deeper. What happened in the last moment shook the walls of your world, but this new chapter will shake the very ground your closest friends stand upon. They are whispering, exchanging looks, trying to make sense of what just happened, but they can't. They thought they had you figured out, they thought they could measure your strength, but heaven has proven them wrong. The act you just did was not just a move, it was a declaration that your life is shifting permanently. Nothing will ever be the same after this moment. Eyes that once looked down on you are now forced to look up. Words that once mocked you are now turning into silence, because they don't have the courage to speak against what destiny has already stamped as divine truth. This is your unveiling, your unstoppable rise. Stay here, don't move, because if you skip what comes next, you will miss the most powerful confirmation of your life. The ones who thought they could contain you are realizing they no longer have that power. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Even in secret, they are calling others, saying, "Did you see what they just did?" Their voices tremble, because deep down they know, something greater is unfolding through your life. It's not ordinary. It's not human, it's divine. Archangel Michael says, heaven made sure they were there to witness it. They had to see it with their own eyes, so they could never again say you were small. That is why their disbelief is so strong, because the truth is undeniable. This act is like fire spreading across dry ground. The light of it is exposing lies, burning away false friendships, and igniting paths that were once hidden from you. You are not the same person you were yesterday. Stay with me, my child, because what comes next is even greater. The whispers of heaven are not done, and the next part of your journey will silence every doubt they ever held. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Right now, their closest friends are replaying the scene in their minds. They never imagined you would step out in this kind of strength. To them, it feels like a mystery, like a hidden side of you just revealed itself in full glory. Your courage is echoing in places you can't even see. People you don't know are talking about what you've done, and doors are beginning to unlock simply because you were bold enough to act. The atmosphere around you has shifted completely. Archangel Michael says, this was not about proving yourself to them. This was about proving heaven's faithfulness to you. And now that proof has arrived in such a powerful way, even your closest friends can't deny the transformation. Stay anchored here, don't scroll, because what is rising next will be so personal, so shocking, that even those who envy you will have no words left. This is heaven's way of sealing your destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Their faces cannot hide it, shock, disbelief, even fear, because they underestimated you for too long. They thought you were predictable, but your actions have revealed you are more powerful than they could imagine. You are walking proof that destiny cannot be delayed. The people who once laughed are now silent, watching carefully. The ones who doubted are forced to acknowledge your rise. And the ones who thought they were above you are realizing they are no longer ahead. Every step you take now is creating waves of impact. You are not just moving forward, you are rewriting the story in front of their eyes. They thought they knew the ending, but heaven just gave you a brand new beginning. Stay, don't skip, because the shift you're about to hear next is not just for you, it will ripple into the lives of those connected to you. The blessing is multiplying. My beloved child, the moment you stepped forward, the entire atmosphere shifted. It was not just a small action, it was a divine strike of power that no one could predict. Their closest friends are whispering in disbelief, because the story they thought they knew about you has collapsed before their eyes. Your strength is shaking them, not because they didn't believe you had potential, but because they never expected you to reveal it so boldly. What you just did has broken the limits they placed on you. The circle of people who once thought they controlled your image is now shattered. Stay here, don't move away, because what is about to be revealed will pull you even deeper into destiny. If you skip, you'll miss the part where heaven itself confirms why this act had to be done. The silence of your friends speaks louder than their voices. Archangel Michael says, "This unveiling is not by accident. It was written for this very hour, and their disbelief is proof that you have stepped into divine timing." Type Amen to get blessing 111. The closest ones who thought they could measure your worth are now realizing they were blind. They judged you by surface, but heaven judged you by spirit. That's why the act you performed was like lightning, unstoppable, undeniable, unforgettable. Do you notice the change in the air around you? Even strangers can feel the vibration of what just happened. The weight of your courage is echoing in places you've never stepped into. They are replaying the scene in their minds, again and again, trying to find words, but no explanation can cover what they saw. You were not acting alone, heaven was standing with you. Stay locked in, my child, because this revelation is only growing stronger. You are about to see what happens when disbelief turns into respect. Type Amen to get blessing 222. Now, even their closest companions are speaking your name in awe. They cannot believe that the one they underestimated has risen like this. The glory around your life is undeniable, and their words are falling short. They are wondering how you managed to do it. What they don't understand is that you carried the whispers of heaven in your spirit. You carried strength that was hidden until the exact moment it was needed. Archangel Michael says, "The reason this shocked them so deeply is because heaven purposely kept your power hidden until now. It had to be revealed in front of them, so no one could deny it. This is why their disbelief has turned into fear, and their fear will soon turn into silence. Stay here, don't scroll, because the next wave of revelation will take you further than you imagined. You are not done yet, and this act was just the beginning." Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their faces are heavy, their eyes unsettled, because they know what they just saw is only the start of your rise. They try to define you by the past, but this act has introduced them to a version of you they cannot handle. You have stepped into a higher identity. The voices that once spoke against you are trembling. They don't want to admit it, but they have no choice. The evidence is undeniable. They cannot hide their shock any longer. Even the ones who thought they knew your every weakness are confused. They are asking themselves, where did this strength come from? But the answer is simple: it came from heaven's hand upon your life. Stay close, don't blink, because the journey is intensifying. What is rising now is beyond imagination, and heaven is not finished showing your power. My beloved child, the moment has only grown louder, heavier, and brighter. The act that shocked their closest friends is now echoing in places they never expected. They are still frozen in disbelief, asking themselves how you dared to move with such fearless strength. They thought they had the story written about you, but destiny has rewritten it in front of their very eyes. They believed you would always remain silent, but your silence has been broken, and your light cannot be dimmed again. Even the ones who smiled in your face but doubted in secret are now trembling. Stay right here, don't move, because this is the part of the journey where the hidden truth is being exposed. Their disbelief is not just about what you did, it's about what it means for your future. This is the turning point that no one expected. Archangel Michael says, this moment was designed to shatter illusions. What has been revealed cannot be taken back, and their closest friends are now witnesses to your rising. Type Amen to get blessing 555. The people around you are whispering in corners, their voices carrying confusion and fear. They cannot stop replaying the moment because they know it was not ordinary. It was a divine strike, a holy unveiling, something that cannot be explained by human strength alone. Every eye is now fixed on you, not out of curiosity, but out of awe. You did what they could not, and now the balance has shifted forever. This act has placed you in a position that no one can ignore. Even those who secretly envied you are now hiding their faces, because they realize the game has changed. The one they doubted is now the one rising above them. Their disbelief has turned into a silent acknowledgement of your greatness. Stay close, my child. Don't scroll, because the revelation is not finished yet. The greatest part of this unveiling is still waiting. Type Amen to get blessing 666. The closest ones feel exposed, because they realize they underestimated you for too long. Their shock is proof that heaven's plan has outsmarted them. They are realizing that they cannot control the outcome of your life anymore. Your act carried authority, power, and destiny's seal. That's why even those who never believed in you are forced to stay silent. They cannot argue with evidence that speaks louder than their gossip. Archangel Michael says, this was a divine appointment, not a coincidence. Heaven placed this moment in your timeline so that the ones watching would never again question your calling. They will never forget what they witnessed today. Stay locked in, don't turn away, because the next wave is going to reveal even more glory over your path. The story is unfolding piece by piece, and your role is growing greater with every step. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Their eyes cannot hide the truth. Behind their smiles is fear, behind their silence is disbelief, behind their words is trembling. What you did has unsettled them more than anything else could. They always believed they were ahead of you. But now, the act you took has placed you on higher ground. They cannot stop thinking about it, because it has broken the very image they had of you. Even their closest friends are caught between admiration and envy. They don't know whether to celebrate you or to stay silent, but either way, they cannot ignore you anymore. The spotlight is shining, and it will not fade. Stay right here, don't scroll, because the unfolding has only just begun. This is the chapter where their disbelief turns into recognition. My beloved child, the scene is still burning in their minds. They cannot sleep, they cannot eat, because the memory of what you did is haunting their thoughts. It was more than an act, it was a declaration that shook the very core of their closest circle. They thought they knew the limits of your courage. They thought they could predict your moves, but heaven has written a story they could not even imagine. This is why their disbelief has turned into sleepless nights and restless conversations. Your courage has created ripples beyond their control. Even strangers are noticing, even people who once overlooked you are speaking your name. The vibration of your strength has traveled further than you realize. Stay here, don't move, because the revelation is still flowing. If you scroll away now, you'll miss the part that seals your future with unshakable proof. The journey is only getting stronger. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Their closest friends are now replaying every word you said. They are comparing who you were yesterday with who you are today, and they cannot recognize you. That transformation was so sudden, so powerful, it feels like a mystery to them. The room fell silent when you acted. The air shifted, and even their heartbeat raced, because they sensed something beyond human was unfolding. They saw a light they could not explain. Archangel Michael says, they had to witness this moment with their own eyes. Heaven needed them to see the truth so they would never again question your place in destiny. Their disbelief was necessary, because now their silence will testify on your behalf. Stay right here, don't skip. What's coming next will unfold like thunder, proving once more that you are chosen for greatness. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Even the ones who pretended to support you are now exposed. Their masks are falling off, because your action has revealed who was truly with you and who was only pretending. They cannot hide anymore, the light has revealed everything. The ones who doubted you the most are the ones most shaken now. They wanted to keep you in the shadows, but your breakthrough has forced you into the center. Their disbelief has turned into fear of losing their place around you. This is not just about what you did, it is about what it represents. It represents the end of their control, the end of their gossip, the end of their doubts. Destiny has spoken louder than their whispers. Stay tuned, don't scroll, because heaven is not finished. The strongest confirmation is still waiting for you. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. The closest friends thought they could define you, but now they realize they cannot. You are not the person they remembered, you are the person heaven has revealed. And that revelation is far more powerful than their opinions. Even those who wanted to compete with you are now struggling to keep up. Your act has placed you on a higher ground that cannot be touched. Their disbelief is proof that you are walking into a new dimension. Archangel Michael says, "This is why heaven kept you hidden until now." If they had seen your true strength earlier, they would have tried to destroy it. But now, it is too late. Your light has already been revealed. Stay rooted here, don't scroll away. This is not the end of the story, it is the beginning of an even greater unveiling. My beloved child, this moment is stretching even further than before. What you did in silence has now become a story too loud to ignore. Their closest friends are not just shocked anymore, they are shaken to the core. The look in their eyes reveals everything. They cannot understand how you carried such boldness, such fearless strength, without them ever noticing. You became the storm they never expected to rise. Every conversation is circling around you now. They gather in small groups, whispering about what just happened, their voices trembling because they know it was no ordinary act. The weight of heaven was in that move. Stay here, don't move, don't scroll, because the revelation is still pouring out for you. This is not the end, it's the continuation of something greater than your imagination. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. The closest friends thought they could predict your story. They assumed you would stay in the shadows, quiet, unseen. But this sudden revelation has torn their assumptions apart. What you did has rewritten the script of your life in front of them. They cannot deny it, they cannot erase it, they cannot escape it. Their disbelief has turned into restless silence. Archangel Michael says, heaven designed this exposure with precision. They had to see the truth in real time, so they could never again reduce you to their limited opinion. That's why the shock feels heavier than anything else they've felt before. Stay right here, my child, because the next unveiling will push you even higher. The ones watching will be forced to acknowledge your destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. Their closest friends are now searching for explanations. They are asking themselves, how could this happen? But deep down, they know it was not ordinary strength, it was divine alignment. The atmosphere around you has shifted permanently. Where they once saw weakness, they now see fire. Where they once saw silence, they now see unshakable authority. This is the moment where their jealousy turns into quiet respect. They may not admit it out loud, but they cannot hide the truth. Your act has outshone their doubts. Stay here, don't skip, because heaven has more to reveal. This story is still building toward a climax they cannot handle. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. The eyes of those closest to you are restless. They cannot stop replaying what they saw. It has become a memory they cannot erase, a mark they cannot ignore. They thought your rise would come slowly, if at all. But this sudden act has placed you miles ahead in a single moment. It has broken every limit they placed on your life. Even their closest allies are questioning everything they believed about you. They no longer have power over the image they built, because destiny has already spoken louder.